Hi everyone, my name is Eric Scherder and I'm the product manager for the editor group, which is part of the create stage of the DevOps lifecycle here at GitLab. And I want to talk to you today about what we have planned for 13.8. I'll link to the planning issue in the video description, has a link to our release board, has all the issues that we are working on this release, and I'd love to have you contribute your questions and feedback in those issues directly. But I want to highlight a few right now across our categories. So I'll start with Web IDE. To understand this one a little bit, I need to talk a little bit about the underlying editors across GitLab. So the Web IDE is based on Monaco, and when you're editing code in Snippets, though, or in the single file editor, we're using something that we've started to call Editor Lite, which is an abstraction around Monaco. So technically, they're still the same underlying editor, but there's some extensibility and some work we've done around Editor Lite to make it just work a little better for us. And we are looking to understand the complexity and effort it would take to replace the implementation of Monaco that is in the Web IDE with Editor Lite. And that would leave us with a much more consistent code editing experience across GitLab, as well as allowing the Web IDE to take advantage of the modularity and extensibility of the Editor Lite framework itself. So we're not looking to actually ship this in 13.8, but we are doing the research and hopefully talking more about this in the milestones to come. Switching gears to Snippets real quick, I just want to highlight some back-end work we're doing to allow moving the snippet data from, which is stored in a separate repository, from one Gitly shard to another. Now it doesn't come over with the projects and other data, so we need to do the work to move it and allow load balancing and generally moving the repository data. We're also going to do a little work on the usability for snippets. So in particular, when you upload a binary file, for example, an image, as a snippet, it can be viewed, but it can't be edited. Unfortunately, when we block the editing, we also block editing the title. And so we've got an approach here where we can have an edit view that allows you to still edit the title, but prevents you from trying to edit the binary. This is just a little bit of a refinement, meaning that you can keep your multi-file snippets organized and named appropriately without necessarily us having to enable binary file editing. There's a little carryover work related to the wiki. There's a few issues on this design consistency effort that we had that carried over from 13.7. I talked about it last time, but we'll be wrapping up that work in 13.8. And the goal here is really just to make the wiki editor much more consistent with the current UX and UI patterns across GitLab. And last, I'll talk about settings and navigation. We've been working on providing a much more consistent experience around disabling features in the GitLab settings, and we've been focused on the project settings. So, for example, turning off things like the analytics tab and we're working on the operations tab. And here, the purpose of turning it off is not only just to make sure that you're not exposing functionality that you don't want to for your project, but it also helps keep a tidier left nav. And so we're going to be extending this pattern a little bit into the group level with the analytics feature as well in 13.8. And last, related to settings and navigation, is we've completed some technical discovery around searching within a settings page, and we have a proof of concept that we'll be working on. It'll likely be shipped behind a feature flag before we roll it out to all the settings pages. But in 13.8, we're going to be working on making the larger settings pages searchable within the context of it. And so there's a little proof of concept snippet already defined, and that's in the issue. We'll be applying that to one of the core views in the project settings, and then we'll be repeating that pattern in 13.9 and hopefully shipping it across all of them defaulted to on in 13.9. So that's all I wanted to cover for today, I guess. Again, take a look at our planning issue and let me know if you have any questions or feedback. Thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you in a month.